Welcome to Chalk Talk, presented by U.S. Sailing, who is proud to support college sailing in the ICSA semifinals. To learn more, go to ussailing.org. I'm Chris Love.
And I'm Eric Stork, here in Hyères, France, getting ready for the next stop on the ISF Sailing World Cup.
And you guys dropped to second in the overall world standings after Regatta and Palma. You guys going to step it up?
We did. We've been training here a bit over a week, and we are ready to take it back to the international competition.
Okay, and big news for me, I'm going to be traveling as well. Next week, I'm moving permanently down to Austin, Texas to be closer to the headquarters of Sailgroove, Flowcast World Headquarters. That's our parent company. So this beautiful soundstage that I have set up in my apartment will be no more. Not to worry, though. I'll still be here every week bringing you all the news here on Chalk Talk and steamrolling over Eric Stork in our predictions. How did I do this week, Eric?
You did pretty well, Chris. I'm giving you a little bit of a head start going into the rest of qualifiers as we keep looking at them. Of course, this past weekend, one of the biggest stories we saw was in Nisa, an incredible championship there in Big Breeze at URI and Roger Wheeler State Beach. It was cool to see. As you predicted, Chris, Roger Williams got it done. Big Breeze helping them there. The Giants from the Virgin Islands, they've got driving both divisions, and their plethora of crews. They sailed 3 in each division. I think that was probably partially due to changing conditions and partially just keeping them fresh. That really helped them get it done. No video, but some spectacular still shots from Ken Legler of rotating on the beach. My favorite is the FJ, nearly airborne. Of course, that happens a lot in the 49er, but you don't see an FJ like that all too often. You said Roger Williams taking the win. Also, Brown, BC, Harvard, URI, Tufts, Yale, and Conn College getting the final spot, heading out to USC in a few weeks for the semifinals.
The steamrolling doesn't stop there. I was right about Mesa as well. Georgetown coming into St. Mary's backyard and showing them what's up with the America Trophy, the co-ed championship. We had Charlie Buckingham in A Division taking the win, Scott Fernary taking the win in B Division, just as we saw in ACCs. And just like Nisa, it was a huge army of crews, 2 in B and 4 in A Division. I think that was a big help for them. Also qualifying for the semifinals, St. Mary's, Navy, Hobart, ODU, SUNY, Cornell making their first appearance, and Washington College.
And moving out to the Midwest, MCSA, sorry we did not make any predictions or talk about this leading up to it, but they held their championship. We've mentioned in recent weeks that the more teams you have sailing, the more spots you get to nationals, and that is evident in the MCSA. They get 1 more spot this year. Wisco wins the championship again. Also, Michigan, Northwestern, Minnesota, Marquette, and Ohio State will be heading out to Long Beach.
Yep, there's always an ebb and flow in the districts. This year, the Midwest is up. The Southeast is down. They have 1 fewer spots in both co-eds and women's. And to make matters worse this year, they didn't get full attendance at their women's championship. Only 4 out of 5 teams attend, and by rule, that means they have to give up one of their 2 berths. So they can only send the winner to the ICSA Sperry Topsider Women's National Championship at the Gorge, and the winner of the championship, Tulane. Fittingly, ICSA has given that berth to the Midwest, bringing their total to 5.
We also had a few qualifiers for the ICSA APS Team Race National Championship. As I predicted, Stanford took the PCCSC Team Race Championship and 1 of 2 spots for the qualifier there.
I predicted that too.
You did, Chris, but I also said that Stanford would lose. They did once to Irvine. That win just enough to put them over Hawaii. It was 10-5 to 9-6 for that 2nd spot to the championship.
And finally, the SESA qualifiers. We had Charleston and USF headed to ICSA APS Team Race National Championship.
And that does it for last week. Looking forward to this week, it is all about the women. Every district besides CISA, which we mentioned, will be hosting their women's championships. A little more at stake here than the co-eds, primarily because if you get 1st or 2nd in a couple of the districts, you get a bye directly to finals. That could be really big in a windy venue such as the Gorge. I remember the last time Nationals was at the Gorge 7 years ago. Women's actually had not a whole lot of breeze, co-ed and team racing, pretty big breeze. But that being said, Wisco, if you remember, they did not get that semifinal in. So either way you look at it, 2 days of rest or 2 days knowing that you'll be in the finals, very helpful.
And headlining the women's championships this weekend, I would say it'd have to be New England. NISA Champs happening at Bowdoin, and Sailgroove is going to have Tom Charpentier up there bringing us interviews and highlights, so look for those. But this one of the deepest districts. They've got 2 of them going to finals, 5 more go to semis, but every one of those is going to be hard fought for. As we said last week, we've got BC, Yale, Brown, and Conn taking most of the podium spots in the intersectionals throughout the year. I think all 4 of these teams are pretty likely to qualify, but who's going to win? Who's going to take those top 2 spots?
Chris, I'm looking at BC to get the win there and one of those 2 spots to the finals. The women won't let me down for sure. As the co-ed open water sailing at Bowdoin in 420s, BC gets it done.
I think that's entirely possible, but I think Brown will be correct. And looking at my track record, you can pretty much bet on that. And then, of course, you've got the other 3 spots. I think it's going to be a pretty hard-fought battle between Coast Guard, Harvard, Dartmouth, Tufts, and URI. Really too close to call, in my opinion.
Too close to call for sure, Chris. Probably be a little bit conditions dependent there. It'll be fun to watch. On to Mesa. I think St. Mary's gets the win. Again, pulling from co-ed skipper a lot this spring. Megan McGill gets it done in A Division, and certainly B Division holds on.
You would think that, but in fact Georgetown will be taking the win. Inspired by the co-eds this past weekend, will be winning the women's championship. And right on down the coast, we've got SESA. They've got 3 spots. Smaller district, but still quite a bit of talent. I'd say the favorites here have to be Charleston, Eckerd, and USF, the only 3 teams who consistently turn up to intersectionals. Who's your favorite?
I'm going to take Charleston to get that 1 spot to the finals there, Chris.
Yep, I'm going to have to agree with you looking at the results.
And out on the West Coast in PCCSC, down at UCSB, Great Place Sail, I'm going to take Stanford.
I'll give a nod to Stanford as well in PCCSC. Now to the tougher districts, you've got the Northwest and the Midwest, who don't really have women's events through the year. They focus on co-eds and team racing until championship time. So it's going to be kind of tough, but I would put my money on the stronger teams overall. Usually kind of trickles down. Eric, what do you think for the Midwest?
I agree with your thought process there. Got to go with the deeper teams, the stronger teams in co-ed and team racing events. So Midwest, got to take Wisco.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. And then in the Northwest?
In the Northwest, same thing. Western Washington has been taking over that district. I think they'll get it done in the women's as well.
Yep, really good performance so far from them this season. Kind of expect that to continue. But we're just going to have to wait until next week. So join us back here on Shock Talk to find out. Eric, good luck to you and Trevor out there in France.
Thanks a lot. I will be watching district championships in anticipation.